What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Stephen Hyder with K-City Sports Channel. The sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Whew. All right, guys, today's topic, man. Number one, I hope you guys are going to join us tonight. Tonight for day 2 of the draft, guys. I'm excited, guys. This is going to be fun. Today's topic, guys, I want to talk about a few things. Number one, in this introduction, you guys notice I always say division rivals, the rest of the league. It's a collaborative effort here, guys, and we saw last night was a really good example of how the year prior, Eagle fans, we kind of griped about helping the Cowboys kind of maybe potentially resolve an issue they had at center during the 2020 draft in the 4th round. And we saw last night that the Cowboys potentially extended a hand out to the Eagles to jump the Giants to go get a player that both had on their board. So just kind of a nice little mix of how that all kind of blends in and ties in sometimes. But all right, y'all, today's topic. I want to talk about Howie Roseman because, look, we're all critical of him at times, and it's deservedly so because he does do some things at times, and he's admitted that, he made some mistakes. It's more so judgment and error. It's error and judgment. Sorry, let me say that correctly. To where he's getting, differences of opinion between, his previous coaching staff and his, scouting department, and he was opting with the wrong side at times. But I thought last night, guys, I got to give him credit because I think a lot of us were skeptical about the move out of 6 because we felt like, you could be missing out on generational level talent. But we also had to keep in mind that he might have intel and information that tells him that the players he had on his board, those guys weren't going to be there. And I got to tell you, I thought that the information he received, and I'm taking a guess just like everybody else is that I think he had interest in Zach Wilson. I think he had, interest. We all know that he went to the pro day of Trey Lance, not him personally, but, we sent our offensive coordinator and our quarterback coach there. We know he had interest in Jamar Chase. We probably know there was interest in Kyle Pitts. And all 4 of those guys were off the board by 6. I think he judged the board. He judged what would be available. And I think at a certain point in time, he felt like at the 12th pick, he would still get a combination of someone like a Surtain or a Horn, maybe a Waddle or potentially, Smith, a Devonta Smith. But we fell one quarterback short of pushing the board the way we wanted it. So I got to give him credit. The trade back from 6 to 12 and gaining an extra, essentially gaining an extra first round pick. And then that trade back forward, guys, from 12 to 10, when the board, let's be honest, guys, that board fell like in nightmare scenarios, like the crap I dreamt about, basically Wednesday night heading into, Thursday morning. Like, that was the scenario I kept dreaming about and kept thinking to myself, like, oh my God, if this shakes out to be this way, this is a nightmare scenario because we got our 2 division rivals in front of us, right? And the guys that we have, to begin with, the guys we had early on our board at 6 didn't make it past, they were all gone by the 5th pick, let alone, they weren't going to make it to 6. And then in the new positioning we're at number 12, the 4 guys we probably have on our board are potentially off. It was a nightmare scenario. I got to give him credit, man, to go up 2 spots, give up that, essentially that 84th pick, that 3rd round pick, and still get a player like Devonta Smith. Guys, I know that he's not the perfect, he's not the perfect prospect. There's areas of concern. I get it. Newsflash, there's very seldom perfect prospects, guys. There's always going to be areas you have to concern yourself with. But I'm just speaking to the fact of the way that he manipulated the board. A lot of attention gets done, and I'm partially responsible to the attention being done at how he can manipulate contracts. Okay, I gave you guys a lot of insight on how he views things and how he does things. But this is another aspect of things, guys, that I got to give him props for here. I think that he did a really good job here showing you the way that he read the board and the way that he moved up and down. Now, it'll be interesting for me to find out later on, had he removed himself from the evaluation perspective of this, but only really involved himself in the value area of it and how to get up and down and get the guys that the coaches wanted. Like, because on the surface level here, guys, this looks really good. Now, I will caution you. I'm going to reserve total judgment until I see the results of this entire draft. Like, we really got 2 drafts here, this draft and next year's draft, to really reshape and come up with a new image of this football team. So, still a lot of work to be done here. But I'm excited with what I saw from the first round. I thought he did a really brilliant job from the time before the draft happened with trading down to the time that the draft happened with getting back up to get one of the last really top 12 players left on the draft board. Like, Especially, for us, it was the last guy to the position that we desperately probably needed to upgrade. But definitely one of the last remaining top 12 players on most people's boards. So I got to give him props here, guys. You got to give him props on this one. Now, like I said, I'm going to reserve judgment until I see what he does in the second round. We still have big needs at corner. I mean, we need at least two guys at corner, right? I know we got some guys like Anthony Harris and some guys like that at safety that we feel comfortable with, but those guys Anthony Harris is 29 on a 1-year deal, right? Rodney McLeod's over 30 years old, and he's really on the last year of his deal. Then we got a lot of, I got Graylin Arnold, who I think is better suited to play the nickel than he is to play the safety, but could play either. Like, we got Kevon Wallace, a 4th-round pick that we're waiting to hear back from, guys. Like, this is a big draft. We could use some safety play. We could use some corner play. I still think the defensive line, like, I was in agreement with a lot of you guys that we had to be careful about taking defensive line too early because it's not an immediate need. But the long-term projections, Josh Sweat's on the last year of his deal. Brandon, or not Brandon, but Derek Barnett is playing on a 5th-year option. Brandon Graham's over 30, and he's pretty much on the last year. And you got Fletcher Cox, who's also over 30 and on a big contract, and he's got out in his contract following this year. So defensive line, I expect to get some attention. I don't know if that'll be the picks tonight, but I expect there to be some attention given there, guys. All right, y'all, leave your comments down below. What did you guys think? Be honest with yourselves. Did you like what Howie did there? If you don't like it or you do like it, guys, give me some specifics here. Like, what in particular didn't you like and what in particular did you like? All right, y'all, I appreciate it. Leave some comments down below telling me about your prospects. Who do you guys got for tonight? Man, we need a corner, guys. I'll be honest with you. We need a corner, so leave your comments down below, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next video.